Yes. Okay, this is just kind of funny, and I want to show you this. Also, don't mind my playlists that are under there that I realized. You can see actual emo, divorce, dad music, and boss energy. As I hit the microphone, just ignore some of my playlists. We're not going to talk about those. Hello, how's everyone doing? Hope y'all are doing great. So today we're going to be talking about something that has very recently come up to my attention. So obviously, as you guys can see what's on the screen, we're looking at Storybook cosmetics, and I'm not actually super familiar with them, to be honest. This is kind of an interesting moment for both of us. I think I would say for all of us collectively in here. So Storybook cosmetics was something where essentially a few TikTokers, Jesus Christ, TikTokers caught my attention. And this is kind of what really started me down this rabbit hole of like, I need to see, what is going on here essentially. So let me bring this over for you and let's try and take a listen, shall we? I'm going to pause the music really quick and hopefully we can listen to this, because this is one of the things I was tagged in where I was like, what is going on? So this is kind of things that apparently Erin Maynard, who's the co-owner of Storybook Cosmetics, did to scam her friends. So apparently this makeup company has some like scamming shenanigans going on in the background, something of that variety, I guess. So yeah, let's like take a look at what they've been up to. So this is kind of where my rabbit hole like started. So apparently they sold ready to ship items on Facebook and never shipped it, sold the same items to multiple people, and then never sent the items, and convinced people to gift products to others, and again, never sent the gifts. So it just sounds like maybe there's a little bit of like scam-maliciousness going on. Oh, and charged some people twice with a PayPal scam. So obviously hearing those things is like really damning, right? Like that sounds, I mean, how am I supposed to say that? It sounds really bad, right? You shouldn't do those things as a company. I feel that's fairly obvious, but obviously that's not obvious to everybody. I wanted to look into this company and just kind of see like, what's the deal? Like, is there something I should be aware of? Something I should know more about? Like, what is going on here exactly? And is there anything to really back up these claims that we're seeing too? Because those are some pretty serious claims, right? So like, if you're going to say something like that, I want to absolutely know like, hey, like what are we exactly dealing with here? Let's get into it, shall we? Let me get the background music back because we need some background music, obviously. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, sound should be up. Hopefully this is going to be like not music.
Put a finger down if a friend once added you to a Facebook group and you had no idea what the group was about, but it had the word fandom in the title, so you felt right at home because you're a huge nerd, and you ended up making a lot of really amazing friends in this group, and even supported some of these friends' businesses by buying from them and telling everybody you knew about their products. But then they started doing some shady stuff, and they preyed upon your supposed friendship and used you and other mutual friends to basically bankroll their lifestyle while consistently saying that you would get the products that you bought. But it's been years now, and you and other people are out hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and they are continuing to live their life without a care about the people they have hurt and stolen from. And so now you're on TikTok making a vague video about it so that you can get the word out, because it's still happening and you don't want anybody else to get it taken advantage of.
So these are the kind of TikToks that I was being tagged in essentially, and I was like, whoa, this is some pretty serious shit, right? Like that sounds like almost like classic scammery 101. So this company is a company that's called Storybook Cosmetics. So cosmetic company, I guess. I think they are. I think what they're really like well known for is, I guess, two things. One, which is obviously the image that you're looking at, which is like they created these makeup eyeshadow palettes that looked like books, right? This is like wizardry, what is with my language today? Wizardry and witchcraft, which is like Harry Potter kind of themed. And then they also did stuff like makeup brushes that were apparently like themed. So it's like brushes like this, right? Like these are kind of like wand-like, but like these ones where it's like, it looks like roses, but they're actually makeup brushes. Like this was like the stuff, I guess, that they were known for. And like they even had this like Star Wars one where it's like lightsabers and stuff. So their whole gag, I guess, is being like a makeup company that's like geeky or something. Like I think that's the deal. Now, this brand was founded in 2016 in Omaha, Nebraska by the Maynard sisters, which are identical triplets, apparently, Aaron, Mandy, and Missy. So they apparently first received some notoriety in August of that year of 2016 with, of course, as we just kind of brought up, this set right here, I believe. So they released their Harry Potter inspired brushes. Oh, I'm sorry, brushes, not the palette. But since then, Storybook Cosmetics has released multiple essentially like collaborations with kind of books and things like that, to include The Wizard of Oz, which I love The Wizard of Oz, Romeo and Juliet, Mean Girls, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and of course Star Wars, like I showed you guys some of the brushes earlier. Now, apparently though, since around 2019-ish, the company has allegedly been hit with multiple complaints. Like I'm talking complaint, alleging that there's terrible customer service and that they've been also criticized for poor business practices, including things like selling lower quality products. For example, as a theoretical, of course, some of the criticisms have alleged that they're actually just purchasing items from AliExpress and then essentially just reselling it with a higher markup. So that's obviously an issue. As many of you may be aware, purchasing from AliExpress or eBay or whatever, if you're buying makeup, when it's duped or, you know, some kind of knockoff brand or something like that, you don't actually fully know what goes into the products. There have been stories of people who have bought knockoff like Urban Decay Naked palettes only to find out that there was actually lead in their eyeshadow. There's even been like cat urine and things like that. You can't actually fully certify and verify every single ingredient in there, so you don't really know all the allergens. So you're taking a pretty big risk when you're doing this kind of thing, you know? So yeah, big if true is kind of how I'm going to be going about my staple for the episode or the stream today. So here's where kind of like the kicker comes in, right? So they had some virality in like 2016, right? And then in 2019, they got hit with a whole bunch of complaints for maybe not having great quality ingredients, great anything, and just bad customer service. Then come early 2022, so I'm talking obviously early this year, just a couple months ago, all of a sudden it seems like almost out of nowhere, links to their official website, Facebook page, and even some of the sisters' personal social media pages all just vanished apparently. And so all of this weirdness and sudden just like disappearing act of like the co-owners and the company, it caused a bit of speculation that the company might actually just be this giant scam. I'm still struggling to have like a complete composite opinion on like, do I love this? Like, is it a company that's gone awry? Was this a scam the whole time? Like, I don't think this was a scam the whole time, for the record. And of course, for like, you know, legal purposes, I don't know. I can't say I know what the answer is because I obviously do not. I can only speculate, give my opinion and thoughts based on what is happening and what people are saying, you know, is happening to them. But let's go ahead and start with, you know, a little bit about them, right? So this is their Instagram, which is apparently still up, right? So it looks like we've got some Starry Night stuff. And it looks like, unfortunately though, the last time they posted was 37 weeks ago, and it looks like comments are off. Yep, I see the Manders mentioning that all comments are off. Yeah, so comments are missing. 737 likes, no comments. I just find that really weird. This was an announcement, I guess, for their Starry Night palette, and that's it. That's the last thing we got. So again, it's a little sus that the website's just, you know, disappeared essentially. When you go here to try and go to their website, this is what I get, this not secure link. This isn't good to get this kind of message. This is really shady. And yeah, back to safety. Like, I'm not going to this. They're straight up telling me that the website's not fucking secure. So here's like the burn book, right? That people like talked about that was really cool and everything. But yeah, they've gone silent effectively. And Maddie Schumark says it's weird the comments are off, and it is. It really is. And then they've got these kinds of shipments right here. I guess that the long awaited a product that's coming in, and they just have gone quiet. Oh, wait. I saw comments on that. Hold on. I see comments. Okay, so here. I just received my order and the Mean Girls palette is completely destroyed, smashed, and unusable. I have attached photos in my email displaying the damaged palette I received. This is beyond disappointing after the wait for the 4 items. Can you please respond to me regarding this ASAP? Right underneath, hi, I've been trying to contact you about a problem in my package. I emailed and DM'd, but haven't heard any response. Look at these. This is 103 weeks ago, 103 weeks ago. It's quite sus, might I say. Yes, many of you are saying this is suspicious, this is weird, and it is. And then they're talking about this only to wake up to sorry we oversold email, and that they're not getting, it looks like their witchcraft and wizardly palette, quill and ink liner and lipstick set order went through, and then they didn't get it. So it looks like there's been some issues for a while now, but I don't know when comments, let me see, there's comments here. I'm trying to see when did they turn, or you can see comments really just okay, so comments were off here, but there's comments up here. So it looks like there was a giveaway or something. And someone, literally this comment is, geez, I haven't seen these type of scammers since early 2010. Let's see, it looks like we have comments here on Jane Eyre. Is there any update on what's going on with the company? This was just 10 weeks ago. Is everything all right? 14 weeks ago. Still waiting for Black Rose brushes. I don't think you're going to get them, babes. It's a mess. Is this like a fair picture that I from the comments, right? And these are people that are commenting that have literally spent money, giving money to this brand. We're like, hello, can you like do your part as a company and like, you know, do the damn thing? So let's learn a little bit more about the company, because obviously I needed to do a little bit of learning as well. I wanted to know more. I think everybody does. So this article here is from Omaha Magazine, which is obviously kind of hometown area, right? And for them, for the gals, the triplets. So here is apparently, these are the 3 of them. I did not know this is what they look like. But yeah, these are apparently the 3 sisters. And this is apparently about them. So developing a cruelty-free cosmetics company may not have been the dream with which they started, but the Maynard triplets, Erin, Mandy, and Missy, have combined their individual talents to make fantasy a reality. Storybook Cosmetics is an online business they created after Missy introduced her sisters to high-end makeup about 10 years ago. At first, Mandy and Erin were worried about her obsession. Mindy would spend up to $80 on a single brush. The two were slowly swayed with the love of high-end product influencing their decisions when they created their own line. So the self-proclaimed nerds drew inspiration from their interests and channeled those into products. So that's apparently the claim of the start of this company. So they're drawing and making manufacturing stuff, and then they're saying their account went from 9,000 to over 100,000 followers in a matter of days. So they absolutely had, you know, internet virality on Instagram, right? That's where we were. And now they're talking about, yeah, we have a really loyal, awesome following, and they're now a multi-million-dollar company, all from a $500 prototype. The initial orders of brushes were shipped out from their mother's living room in Omaha. They didn't even have an office or anything. So in 2018, they said while their business is currently only online, they're working on funding to branch into retail. A bigger investor could help get them to the next level. But yeah, this is apparently the gals. And that's kind of it for that article. So now here's the thing that's going to be interesting, which I hope the link still works, because it's Spotify. Is it going to open? It is going to open. Yes. Okay. This is just kind of funny. And I want to show you this. Also, don't mind my playlists that are under there that I realized. You can see actual emo, divorce, dad music, and boss energy. As I hit the microphone, just ignore some of my playlists. We're not going to talk about those, but what we are going to talk is the Maynard triplets made music as well. Apparently the gals made music, with this one getting 1,800 views or listens, I suppose. They have 5 monthly listeners, but apparently this is a thing they went and did as well. I found it funny. There was like no other reason to bring it up. I have not listened to the music. Yeah, divorced dad music is superior. Hold on, let me will it show the playlist? Okay, so someone made this playlist and it's divorced dad music, and it's like I believe the playlist name used to be like music that your divorced dad picks you up in his 2006 Camry or something like that. It was amazing. It was amazing. It's a great fucking playlist, by the way. It is literally dad rock. So this article also written in kind of that time period. Wow, this is horrifically formatted, but it's from 2017. So just the year before. This is 9 things you need to know about Storybook Cosmetics from Bustle, which is obviously kind of a big deal. So, and look at how they start this too, right? This is so interesting to me. Always interesting. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 4 months, you know that Storybook Cosmetics is the biggest thing to hit the beauty industry since matte lip glosses. And just that statement alone, if any of y'all, I know I was way more into makeup around this period of time. I remember the liquid lipstick freaking internet extravaganza that was going on, right? Like, you know, that everyone was making a liquid lip. ColourPop was taken over with these freaking cheap and quite frankly smelly liquid lips that were drying as fuck, that looked like plaster on your freaking face. I would know, by the way, I say this from experience because I had quite a few of the ColourPop Cosmetics liquid lips. Like who were we even, right? So it was the vibe. So this is very like on trend writing for that time period. And I just love that. So, and that's what it's saying. Yeah. They come into the industry. It's been the best thing since matte lip glosses, which became, liquid lipsticks. And so they went absolutely viral. So here's 9 things that they claim you need to know about the brand, according to the owners. So let's learn. So they claim, of course, they were inspired by geek culture. So let's go through this list a little bit more. So yeah, point 1, blah, 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 blah. It's about, you know, exploding geek culture. And I got my thoughts on that, but it doesn't matter. So they claimed the team had no idea they would find success so quickly. And so, yeah, that's fair. When you go viral, there's no way to really calibrate that. Like, how do you know? What do you do when you go viral? There's no rule book for it because every time someone goes viral, it's totally unique. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. They pushed the launch date up 2 months. Anyway, it's run by identical triplets. The founders are spread across the country, apparently. All right. Their mission, they claim, is an important one. So Storybook Cosmetics hopes that from now on, geek culture and beauty culture don't have to feel mutually exclusive. Our goal with Storybook Cosmetics is to become the go-to cosmetics company for fangirls of all types. So anyway, yeah, this whole thing is just blah, 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 essentially like a nice little fluff piece about how they're gonna, you know, make all their stuff and wow, 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 what a cool brand. Then they hit as a company a really cool milestone because of this right here. So Storybook Cosmetics is finally coming to Ulta. So this is a big moment for the brand, right? They finally get to go to a big retail store. This was like a big deal because at the time, these kind of viral Instagram brands were not really easily accepted into like the Ultas and Sephoras and kind of brick and mortar stores. So now we're going to start talking about kind of their decline, allegations, scam kind of issues that are coming up, things like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and, speaking of Reddit, you know, get ourselves over to Reddit. So let's take a look at Storybook Cosmetics. I guess this is a thing from Beauty Guru Chatter, which I do follow them. They have some interesting things they talk about on there from time to time. It's a vibe. So they go, this was 6 months ago. They say, is anyone following what is going on with this brand? I've been reading comments on Instagram for a year or more, and there have been consistent complaints about shipping, little to no communication or customer service, damaged palettes, etc. The most recent comments are saying the links for the Storybook Club, which I guess they had like a subscription service called like their book club or something. It no longer works, and one sister has entirely disappeared from social media. It looks like they have been actively defrauding customers for a while. So this person, EAB Mango, I guess, Famous the House, says, I've been dying to talk to someone about this. What is going on with the brand? I've been thinking they were shady for years now. I think what happened is all the sisters had babies all at the same time, and no one had time to put into the business. I didn't even know that they had babies, but yeah. COVID hit, and I think that further screwed them. They haven't even updated their Instagram since February. I'm thinking it's over for the brand. I think they were terribly managed and poorly funded. A really cute idea for the brand, though. I was super excited about them at first because I'm a book nerd, but I don't think they had the funds or business skill to take it where it could have been taken. Even the book club thing, it was supposed to be every month, then it came every other month, then every few months at random, then it just disappeared. The way they went about book club was screwed up too. I hope someone does an in-depth YouTube video about it. There's definitely a lesson to be had and a story to be told. It's crazy to watch them burn it to the ground. So effectively, they have terrible customer service. They tried to scam customers so many times. When comments didn't go their way, they turned off comments. They promised things and never delivered. I wonder how many orders were charged but unfulfilled. So that's a lot. That's kind of a big deal here. But yeah, essentially, again, people have been talking for months about what happened. So here is Kick Ice saying some more problems about them too. They say that they didn't ship orders as promised. Then they had side hustles where they were making sub boxes, limited edition brush sets, custom cups, raffled off products. They did raffles for things that were never given away, prizes that were never sent, and even got a bunch of people on a PayPal scam, and it was all knowingly done by them. Nicole Wagner says one of the triplets kept weaponizing mental illness as an excuse for items being late from all of her business dealings. Is that what's, oh, that's what this person's saying here later in the comment too. They got the I'm depressed excuse 10 times. It's been 3 years now, still nothing. So much money is left out there and none of us have anything to show for it but broken promises. Today we were told I have to work on me. That's all I can do. Still no efforts to get a job to pay their friends back, and it's gross. It should be a Dateline episode. This seems pretty rough. This seems almost like it couldn't be real, you know? Storybook feels like a small Etsy store that was too ambitious and couldn't step up to the plate, but didn't want to invest into management to help them keep up with their popularity. So they just scrambled and now use the pandemic as a reason to disappear without blame. Millie Pad Thai also loved the name. That's actually I think that's actually a very fair assumption. Can most of us in the chat, I think, agree that I think that's a fair assessment. It's someone who got way too big for their britches or their boots or however the phrase goes. And they couldn't handle it and they crumbled. And in the crumbling process, it kind of became a wee bit scammy, shall we say, if we're being nice about it, because it feels way more scammier than that. So here they are starting to kind of unfold. So let's take a look at their BBB. Now, many of you know I did in fact do an episode on the BBB themselves. With that being said, the reason why I still look at the BBB, even though they were a pay to play kind of situation is what it seems like they are, is people still see them as a trusted source. And when people still see them as a trusted source, it means that people are going to leave their reviews and their thoughts because they think it's going to help people. So let's take a look at the BBB, which rates them as an F, might I add. Rates them as an F. They say the business is not accredited. Of course, they say Omaha, Nebraska. Now there were 6 customer reviews on here, but an average rating of 1 out of 5. And it looks like these things started in 2021, so about a year and a half ago. And none of these reviews are good. All of these are about not getting their products. This one just lots of, I know it looks like expletives. I bet it's not. They're just privatizing certain information, or the website is. Always when you see that I would give 0 stars and I could, you know that that's an issue. Don't order from the business. They're scamming people. You know, they're never, you know, only to get things refunded. The item you got was a month late. Like these are big things. Yeah, this is scamming. Avoid these people. Ordered something and it took months. Lots of response. So I trusted, tried again. It's been 5 months. No product, no responses to emails or social media messages. Website is no longer up, so we can't claim our money back. I think these are issues. Oh, I have the Imager thread. Don't you worry. Actually, that's actually the next one on my list of links that I have. Are you talking about this posting right here, Kingy? Because this is people's orders and how these orders essentially were just gone. Just gone. So here's this person's order. Let's take a look at this. And so they spent $39, it looks like. So $30 plus 9 shipping. So they got a pallet and whatever this girl on fire thing is. So then they're like, hey, I'm wondering if my order has been shipped yet and if it's scheduled to be here. I know it's incredibly busy this time of year. I understand if there's some holdup. And then they said, this was my first email to the company. I was growing concerned. I had not received a tracking number or any updates. Never received a response. I reached out multiple times and never got one. And then I believe this is their Better Business Bureau review, which we looked at as well when we were on the BBB. And then I guess this is someone else. And of course, other ones that we were looking at as well on the BBB. And so, yeah, just showing all of these. And now I was really curious as to what other side businesses are. So this whole side business thing. 5 years ago, the company gained major exposure, being written about in major publications, sold in major retailers, but it seemed that the success was short-lived and nosedived. Due to their success not too long ago, like I said, upon Googling the company, it would appear they are still as successful. So here's their whole thing. So for tracking order, we will ship your items. You'll receive a tracking number. You can expect it based on shipping estimates. They vary. So they're not giving, answers essentially of when something's going to show up. No like timetables, not like, hey, 2 weeks or something like that. They're not going to cancel or modify orders, and they do not accept returns on used cosmetics or cosmetic tools. But I think that's a fair policy in terms of returns. I think that's very fair. So screenshot from the FAQ section. Yep. And then here is a pallet shipping time frame for a current pallet. It says pallets will ship 10 to 14 days. And this person was talking months. Was it at this point? I mean, multiple people were talking months. And then, of course, to kind of just go full circle on this, their Facebook page is down. Their website went to that weird link that just straight up told me that like, don't go there, it's not safe. The brand's not posting anymore. They've limited comments on a lot of stuff. They clearly are not answering people. It's just a mess. It is absolutely just a mess. So that's kind of the long and the short about Storybook Cosmetics. So now here, let's kind of wrap this up into a bit of a summary, shall we? My question, obviously, that I'm posing to all of you right now is the following. Is Storybook Cosmetics a scam? Is this a case of a company that was always out to do bad? Or is this maybe a case of a company that started out as legitimate and just maybe didn't have the business prowess to become successful? Or is this a company that maybe just straight up didn't care and took the easy way out? Or is there another option that maybe I'm not mentioning? My thoughts personally, of course, my opinion, legally speaking, I have no facts to back this up. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm absolutely stupid, and my opinion means nothing to anybody. But I think this was a company that tried its best. It really, really tried. They thought they had it. They thought they could capture on their 15 minutes of fame and really blow into something big. It looked like they had the options to, and then they just couldn't keep the momentum, fizzled, and in the fizzle, absolutely just fell through the earth straight to hell and did and hit every bad thing on the way down to make every mistake possible. That's what I think happened here. It is unfortunately not super uncommon. You just don't usually see it happening like this to a company that got such viral fame, but it does happen all the same. But thank you all so much. Again, really appreciate it. And I hope to stream again very soon. Have a great evening, day, morning, wherever y'all are in the world. Have a good one.